Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, NZDJPY, the founder and CEO of MTV Forex Institution speaking. So, yeah, guys, today what I want us to do is just to do a little bit of market breakdown. I just wanted to look at market structure. I just wanted to analyze the following pairs. I want us to analyze GBPJPY, NZDJPY, EURUSD, AUDUSD, what else? NZDUSD. Yeah, those are the major pairs that I wanted us to analyze on today's session. So yeah, the first pair that we'll be studying with here is that okay, we'll be studying with our AUDUSD. So with AUDUSD, there are some things that I want us to look at. So before I go and break down the markets further, what I normally do is that okay, I first start with analyzing my major zones. You understand? Those zones where I see that okay, the market has reacted once it touches that zone. You understand? So these are my three major zones here. As you can see here, that okay, the market changes direction around the zone and then goes to the upside. I'm just indicating this guy here. The market changes direction at the zone here and pushes to the upside. The market has reacted when it touches here, reacted again, and then reacted once again. Understand? As you can see here, that okay, the market has reacted. The market has reacted at the zones. So yeah, that's how I identify my zones. And after that, what I normally do is that okay, I mainly go to my weekly time frame. When I get to my weekly time frame, there's some factors that I look up for. There's some things that I look forward to. I look forward to identify my trend. Understand? That's one of the things that I look for when I get to this thing. So what I do is that okay, I'll first identify what the trend that I'm introduced to. Okay, let's see that okay, we have a trend like this. So we have a trend like this, as you can see here, that okay, this is how our trend is going to be. So as I always educate my students and tell them that okay, for you to have a valid trend needs to have 2 touches at the resistance and then 2 touches at the support level. So we can draw something like this now. So this is our major trend that we're looking forward to. As you can see here, that okay, the resistance level has how many touches? 2 touches. And then 2 touches. And then let's talk about the support level. The support level also has our nice, beautiful 2 touches, our first touch, and then our second touch. And then I always tell them that okay, the third touch is either the market is going to respect that zone or break that zone. You understand? As you can see here, that okay, the market broke that zone and retested and then gave us a double top confirmation and then pushed to the downside. So let's do a further breakdown. If we get to our D1 time frame, as we get to our D1 time frame, as you can see here, that okay, like I said, what did the market do? It broke from the zone. After breaking from the zone, what retested, then pushed to the downside. And then after that, as you can see here, that okay, the market is moving impulsively and correctionally, pushing to the downside. Understand? So as you can see here, that okay, if you were to identify a trend like this here, to identify something like this at this zone here, this is what you're going to have. That's the current thing here. Understand? So if you have a trend like this here, as you can see here, that okay, the market has been moving how impulsively and correctionally, giving us breakouts and then pushing to the downside, giving us breakout and pushing to the downside. And then as you can see here, that okay, around the zone here, the market has also done the same thing. So what I'm looking forward to within this pair here, that okay, I'm looking forward for more selling opportunities within AUDUSD. You understand? Because if we were to do something like this here, guys, so this is what I'm currently looking forward to within this pair here. This is what I'm currently looking forward to within AUDUSD. So AUDUSD, I can say that okay, I'm looking forward to what for selling opportunities. Then after that, that's when I'm gonna start looking forward to maybe buying opportunities, pushing to the upside because of what we have a strong support level, and then the market is going to do what, continue breaking to the downside to come what to the zone here. Then after coming to the zone, what are we gonna look forward to? We're gonna look forward to what since this is a zone, it needs to do what, give us maybe a little bit of retest. After a retest, what I'm looking forward to, we're looking forward to pushing to where, to the downside. Understand? So yeah, that's about it within this guy. But then if you were to move to our maybe H4 time frame and do the market breakdown properly, let me just show you guys. If we were to move this right here, if we were to move to our H4 time frame and do more of a market breakdown, there are some things that I want you guys to look for before you even go anywhere further. Like I said, the market is moving how impulsively and correctionally. What are impulsive and correctional moves? So I normally refer impulsive and correctional movements as impulsive movement. I always say that okay, it's the breakout structure. As you can see here, that okay, once the market do what breakdown from this structure, what I'm looking for, we're looking for impulsive movements. Correctional movements are those. Yes, I mainly call them my patterns. In the patterns, they are a trend that is opposing the overall trend of the markets. For example, let's say maybe okay, we're introduced to what? We're introduced to, let me just give you an example here. Let's say we're introduced to a downtrend. The overall direction of the market is pushing where? To the downside. And then that uptrend that you're going to be introduced to within the market, that's what we call a correctional wave. It's opposing, it's the opposite trend, you understand? Which means that okay, what I'm looking forward to, you're looking forward to pushing to the way, to the downside, you understand? So this thing, in a way, how do you see the overall thing? As you can see here, that okay, once we have the overall direction of the market as a downtrend, and then we encounter what an uptrend within that downtrend, we're looking forward to seeing the market pushing to the downside, giving us a breakout of salt because of what it needs to continue with what the overall direction of the market instead. So those are the things that as a trader by now you should know by now instead. So as you can see here, that okay, if we were to do more of a market breakdown around the zone here, let me just show you guys. Let me remove everything and identify this. So this one we had. This one I previously had. If you watched my NFP video, AUDUSD was analyzed from this zone. We caught the sell from this zone pushing to the downside, and we caught the sell again from the zone pushing to the downside. So now our main take profit will be around the zone here. That's what we're looking forward to within the market. We're looking forward for our take profit to be where? Around the zone here. Understand? So let's go to our H1. So on our H1 time frame, this is what you're currently having. So what I'm seeing here is that okay, the market broke from the zone. So we have to wait for the market to give us a clear nice before sell pushing where? To the downside. Understand? But then if it's not gonna do that, it needs to do what? Push to the inside till where? Till the zone. Then after that, it's gonna decide whether it's gonna do what? It's gonna either push to the downside to confirm our selling possibilities, or even break to the upside, come touch the zone, come and touch the zone here. Understand? So that's one of the things that I want you guys to look forward to within this thing, because as you can see here, that okay, we have a head and shoulder, confirmed head and shoulder. So now we are aware at the neckline. The market has already broken our neckline. So now, from my point of view, what I'm seeing here is that okay, the market is simply doing what? Retesting this zone. So for now, what I'm looking forward to, it's more of sending opportunities within AUDUSD. Understand? So AUDUSD, we're looking forward to what? Selling opportunities. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I guess let's now look at GBPUSD analysis. So with GBPUSD, the same thing we're gonna do. Okay, guys. So yeah, guys. Let's continue from where we ended. Now what we're gonna do now is that we're going to do what? Analyze GBPUSD. So with GBPUSD now, what do? We do the same thing. We identify the what? The overall market structure. And after that, we firstly identify our zones. I mean, after that, what do we do? Like I said, your zones need to be those places where the market has rejected once or twice. And then, as you can see here, the market has rejected how many times? 4 times at the zone here. And then, sorry about that. We have this support level here, where the market has rejected around the zone, and then rejected around the zone as well. So now what we need to do now is that okay, we need to do what? Identify a trend. So this is the current trend that you're going to be introduced to. Okay, as you can see here, that now we have what? A nice beautiful uptrend. So with your trend, the same thing you're going to do it. You're going to do as you did with your your zones. A trend needs to have 4 touches all in all. First 2 touches at the support, 2 touches at the resistance. As you can see here now, that okay, what do we have? We have 1 at the support level, and then we have 2 here at the zone here. We have 2, and then now we're gonna do what? Identify our resistance level, which needs to have how many touches? 2 touches. This is our 1, and then this is our 2 around that zone. Understand? So these are the things that you should look forward to within the market. Then after that, the question you should ask yourself as a trader is that, what do we look for? I mainly look for what? Impulsive movements and correctional movements. I look for my patterns. Understand? So what type of pattern are we introduced at this zone? We're introduced to what we call what? A nice, beautiful head and shoulder at this pattern. Understand? So this is the current pattern introduced to. We're introduced to a head and shoulder, as you can see here. That okay, this is a head and shoulder being formed. Understand? So what does this head and shoulder mean? Okay, this head and shoulder in a way is a rejection pattern. You understand? It's a pattern that is rejecting what this buying movement toward forming a downside movement now. You understand? So those are the things that you by now as a trader you should be aware of within the markets now. You understand? So now let's look at the thing that we have. I mainly go to where my D1 time frame. That's where I identify my things. So I look for what maybe a possible pattern, trend. So this is what I currently have. So to look at my breakouts and everything. So let me see, I have something like this again. This is my support level now. This is the support level I'm going to be looking forward to, and then that's my resistance level. Like I said, 2 or more touches, instead to have a valid one. After that, what do? I go to my H4 time frame. At my H4 time frame, what do I have? What am I being given by the markets? I have a structure like this at my H4 time frame. So with this guy here, this in a way is a pattern being formed by the markets to do what? I feel like it's kindly, as you can see here, that okay, it did the same thing around the zones here. It's a rejection pattern. You understand? That showing that okay, now GBPJPY has lost its buying momentum. Now it needs to do what? Push to the downside. You understand? So from my point of view at the zones here, I can see that okay, the same movement has been duplicated again at this zone. You understand? Which means that okay, I'm gonna look forward to what? To something like this now. I'm gonna start looking forward for more selling opportunities within this pair now. Maybe to result to this zone here. You understand? The same thing. What I normally do after that is that okay, I should do what? Move to my smaller time frame. Because if I have my smaller time frame, I'll be able to know and see how everything is moving. You understand? So this is my support level. I identify what again, my resistance level. As you can see here, that okay, this is the resistance level. But then if you draw a trend line from the third touch here, that's what currently happening here in the market. As you can see here, that okay, the market has never broke which part, has not broke the zone, pushing where to the upside, which means it has rejected how many times? It is 1, 2, then 3 times. You understand? So this implements after okay, we are introduced to a strong what support level, and then the pattern that we are also introduced to, we're introduced to what a double top at the zone here. It's a rejection pattern. As you see here, okay, we have what a double bottom, which means what did it do? It rejected the market at the zone and then pushed it where to the upside, with only bullish candlesticks, as you can see. So what I'm looking forward to within the market, to be honest with everyone, is that okay, I'm looking forward to what selling opportunities within GBPJPY instead. And then as you can see here also, if I was to draw a trend line like this, understand? So this trend line, what movement is it doing? What is the impact behind this trend line? This trend line is telling me that okay, King, if you have things like this is your impulsive movement, correctional movements around the zone, impulsive correction, impulse correction, then we're introduced to what impulsive movements now. You understand? So in a way, this zone here is acting as a correctional movement. You understand? Which means I'm looking forward to what? I'm looking forward to more selling opportunities within this guy here. You understand? As you can see here, okay. Now, if I were to look at this guy more often, this is what I'm gonna look forward to within the market. I'm gonna look forward to what? To more selling opportunities within this guy. So let me just put my stop loss on. So yeah, with market makers. So yeah, so we need to look at both impacts within this guy. What are the things that might happen? I'm looking forward to this guy doing what, pushing to the downside, and then what might also happen? What might happen if we were to move back to our H1 time frame? Is that okay? Look at this from this zone here. The market has pushed impulsively, now it's pushing correctionally. So what might happen from this zone is that okay, the market might continue with what its impulsive movements. You understand? But then with the pattern we've been given on our D1 time frame, our head and shoulder, and then with what we've been given again by what we saw on our H1 and H4, I believe that this guy is just simply trying to form our head and shoulder properly. Then he's gonna continue pushing to the downside. He needs to cover through maybe this zone here, not maybe. I feel like he needs to cover through maybe this zone here. He needs to come at one of the zones here. So if you were to push to the downside, if this guy is to push to the downside, he needs to push to the downside till this zone here. You understand? That's what I'm looking forward to within GBPJPY. You understand? So GBPJPY, I can say that okay, we're looking for more selling opportunities. So yeah, the next analysis will be based on our EURUSD. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue with where we left. Like I said, the next analysis that we'll be looking forward to is our EURUSD. The same thing, the same approach I'm gonna use every time when I mentor. I always advise my students to follow this approach because this is one of the most simplest approach you can ever ask for. Understand? Because it's straightforward. You're able to break down the markets properly. Understand? After that, what do? As you can see here, that we've identified our major zones. This is a zone, and then okay, let's say these are zones here. Two of them. Okay, well, then let me just let me just identify this one. These two guys here. These are our zones. Okay, then we also have this zone, and then this zone 2. You understand? So these are our 6 zones. You understand? Then after that, you as my student, what are you supposed to do? What are you asked to do? You're asked to do what? Identify a possible trend. You understand? This is our major trend in a way. So this is the overall trend that we're going to be looking forward to within EURUSD, which means that okay, if you get the trend wrong, you got the whole thing wrong. You understand? So your trend needs to be accurate. You said your trend needs to be a correct trend. You understand? So this is our major trend. Then after that, like I said, we go to our D1 time frame. When you get to our D1 time frame, what are we looking forward to? As you can see here, that okay, our support and resistance on the trend needs to have 4 touches. 2 at the support, and then we have 2 at the resistance, which means that okay, we have 3, which means that okay, the third one is either the market will give you a breakout or it will respect that zone. You understand? As you can see here, that okay, the market did what? Respected that zone. Let me just switch this guy to come. Yeah. So that's what we currently having here within this guys. Okay. So this is our the trend that we have. As you can see here, that okay, we're introduced to uptrend. So within this uptrend that we introduced to, we have what we call the rejection pattern. This is what we call a rejection pattern, a double top. We're having a double top on top of what? Buying opportunities, which means that okay, now the market needs to do what? Changes direction in phase where? To the downside. You understand? As you can see here, that okay, the market did what? It broke from this structure, came back at the zone, probably to retest. Yeah, to come and correct. I mean, not correct. Confirm this double top, then push to the downside. Okay, this means that okay, we each and every single pattern that we're going to talk about, we need to have what? A neckline. So this zone here, this zone can be identified as our what? As our nice, beautiful looking neckline. You understand? And then if I were to also apply the wave rules, this is what we currently have in here. Okay, I need to fix some few things first. Let me just, okay, this is what we're gonna have in here, and then him around the zone, and then just shift this guy, and then bring this one in. So let me just change this color to black, and then yeah, that's what currently happening. So now we have what? A long swing trade, which means that okay, we're looking forward to break into the downside. The market did that, and then the market did what? In a way came and retested the zone, then now it's pushing to the downside. So now, what pattern are we introduced to? A double top. So with the double top that we introduced to, what are the things that are we aware of within this double top that we introduced to? The things that we are aware of with double top that we introduced to is very key. The market is pushing to the downside, but then at the neckline, the market is doing what? Is giving us our buying opportunities, which is quite strange. You understand? Yes, the market, this zone here, it's a strong support level. It's a strong support level. The market needs to react whenever it touches that zone. As you can see there, the market did what? The minute it touched that zone, it reacted somehow. You understand? So now what I can do here is that okay, I can move to my D1, to my H4 time frame, and then try to do what? Identify the structure here. Instead, let me try to see that okay, what's really happening with this guy at the zone here. So if I were to have someone like this is the guy I would choose to have. Okay, so this one we currently have, and then another structure like this. Okay, let me use him like this because of that zone. Okay, that's the current structure we have. As you can see here, that okay, the market is doing what? It's pushing to the upside. You understand? So it's either the market will do what? It will continue pushing to the upside and break the zone and push to the upside, or the market will automatically do what? The market will automatically maybe come to the zone, confirm with the double top, and then push to the downside. You understand? So those are the things that I'm looking forward to within our pair EURUSD. You understand? Because even if it can change the direction at the zone, yes, it is possible for it because of what? I want to apply the Fibonacci theory now. So if we were to look at the Fibonacci theory now, okay, let me put this guy here. So if we were to look at the Fibonacci theory now, this is the zone that we have here. This one we have here at the zone, and then the zone here. So as you can see here, that the market has been doing what? The market has been playing around with zone, the 50 zone. The minute the market touched the 50 zone, the market changed its direction same time. You understand? So it is valid for the market to change its direction and push to the downside, maybe till this zone here. So yeah, so which means that okay, with our EURUSD, I'm looking forward to what? For selling opportunities. So now we're gonna have a second touch within this guy. Like I said, it's either the market will create a double bottom and rise, or the market will continue doing what? Pushing to the downside. So we need to wait and be patient with the market, with the market direction now. You understand? So even if the market won't automatically change its direction around the zone, the market can do what? Can form 5 waves pushing to the upside, and then when the market touches the zone here, that's what the market can do, come touch the zone and then touch that zone and push to the downside. So those are the things that I'm looking forward to within which pair? EURUSD. So yeah.
NZDJPY. My wife. Sadiwanga. Monthly time frame. What do you see on monthly time frame? That overall structure. Yeah. Okay, let's go with this for 1 week. Take 1 week, as we see on 1 week. The trend. Okay. I think this last week trend. What I do now, I introduce my weeks here. I embed this thing so breakout retest. Yeah, these are multi-millionaires analysis. If you were to take these things and hold them, oh, big money out of the state. So looking for selling opportunities. So that's a result. And some are on post on Instagram. I just don't. Wow. 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 After the breakout, coming where? Coming here. Out of out to break the zone. Coming here. Yeah, you can confirm yourself on NZDJPY. Doesn't be JPY, we have nice, beautiful, bearish momentum. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful setup. Beautiful setup. So let's start from the bottom again. Let's go to a bigger time frame. Do you see like how I break down things? I break down things from the bigger time frame going to a smaller time frame. So the same thing here happened. What happened? The market was resisted at the same zone here. And then we have a nice beautiful support here. That's our two major zones, support and resistance. So if you move to our week 1, identify what a trend, what type of a trend we have here. We have an uptrend. So we need to have 2 touches. So as you can see here, that okay, with this market structure we have the support level here, support level here. So with this guy that we have another one here. Then when it comes to selling opportunities, we have him here. So like that, we have him support level here. Support level. Yeah, resistance level. So the market touched here again, and then the market touched here. So this basically means that okay, if you are using major key, I want to teach you major key. You start from you do this to look at breakout. So our breakout can be added. So this is another support. It's actually another support inside that thing, inside that trend. So we're looking for the breakout within the zone here to the downside and can be tested. I'll show you what I mean. This is what the market can do. Looking for this breakout, we test a little bit, then continue pushing to the downside. Okay. So but the overall direction of this guy, just because of his being resisted. So the reason why he will be resisted at the zone here is because of this direction. I hope you can see this direction. So you need to see things before they happen. So you know that if you add the zone here, that's a strong zone, then you're looking for selling opportunities. Understand? Take profit wise, this can be a take profit, this can be a take profit. And then this one will be our last take profit here. That's how we do things here. How we do things here. This guy as well. That's what we're really looking for. Guys, note something. If you use the things that I teach you to use, you will be trading like accurately. You won't see, I don't love this charts. I feel like these charts are these charts here that are like this. Imagine having a chart like this, guys. Next thing we have this in the middle. I feel like this is army charts. Why do you have to have so many supports? Have you seen how Falcon analyzes? And Falcon is chill, guys. Falcon is just chill. He doesn't force things. He just trends and channels. That's it. That's the basic market structure. Instead. So if you move to a small time frame, to a D1 time frame, what do we have? As you can see here, that okay, this guy here, he was supported. This guy was supported. Was supported at this zone. So we have something. Let me teach you something like this. We have something like this. We get a support or a resistance channel like this. Example. So we see the market, it will come, push here a little bit, push it downside, then continue rising. And then you have this guy here. He won't come to this zone. He won't. He'll just support. He'll just show that okay, I was on top of the support, and now I need to continue pushing to the downside. Because that's the overall direction. Sometimes you're not expecting the market to bounce and push to the upside automatically. You're just expecting the market to. That is why I always say that okay, wait for everything to happen. Once I teach you beginner strategy, you'll see that okay, once this thing behaves like this is how you chop it. Like there are a lot of ways of doing this, like, of killing the markets using this thing. So you really have to wait. I'll teach you about how to behave around these things, how to move and do things around this guys here. So yeah. I hope you saw how I do my things. So that's what we're looking for. So we're looking for this what the market did. It bounced here and pushed to the downside instead. And then if you move to a small time frame to your maybe H4, this is the structure we have here. This is the big structure we have here. What's happening here this way? As you can see here, that we have a nice, beautiful support zone here. Then what did the market do? The market touched here, the market touched here. This is our third touch, which means that we're looking for selling opportunities. How are you going to get the selling opportunities? If I told you major key, like I said, what are the vibes? This is how you're going to get yourself. If this breakout is going to come outside. But then other than that, we're still in deep blues. We're swimming in deep blues now. We're swimming in deep blues because I send the signal of GBPJPY as our KPI. Okay, then we can see something here. Can you see? Okay. As you can see here, directly the same thing. I go to bigger time frame, identify two things. Support here, support, last support, other one. That's what I have. I identify them using horizontal trends. That's all right. I will go from here. Check. It's a sell because of GP and EURUSD will be selling soon. I'll check it. When I go to my 1 week time frame, when I get to my 1 week time frame, what do I have? I have a nice little structure like this. I find my trend. And then here we are again with that fourth breakout. It's your touch, they probe, people expect that the retest and pushing to the upside, but they didn't do that. They are looking for sales now. I can create the YouTube channel. The way of analyzing them, trying to get something happen. Okay, let's use this one. And with the real yes. So yeah, that's what we have. So as you can see here, directly we have the beautiful resistance here. The market has reset the zone, and then the market has reset the zone twice too. This means directly this outside touch level, which means we're looking for selling opportunities. So with this guy, if this resistance doesn't resist him, we'll push up, get the double top, and then push to the downside. If he doesn't do that, we'll continue to tell you push to the downside. That's how it's gonna happen. And then we might reset the zone because of this guy. Yeah, which is quite obvious now. Like come, get the head and shoulder here, and push to the downside. And automatically there'll be a wave pushing to the downside now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 5, 5, move. Yeah, so this means that okay, now what I'm looking for selling opportunities to where here a simple, nice, beautiful structure. Simple, nice, beautiful structure. Simple, nice, beautiful structure. So okay, false breakouts will kill you guys. False breakouts will kill you guys. This is just a false breakout. Look at what we have here at the zone. So this is what we have now. It means that it can kill to push to the downside if possible. If not possible, we will continue rising. NZD was requested. So NZDUSD, we go to the countries here, we can identify a channel like this. And this was the but let me link that here. Support the resistance. Control zones. Yeah, that's what I have now. And I do up, go to my 1 week time frame, and I get to my 1 week time frame. What do I have? 3 channel. The channel. And with me, what do I have now? I have a nice beautiful structure, double top confirmation. Which is one side now. After that, we are at the neckline. The market interested at the neckline here. After interested to the neckline, push the upside to create a pullback, upside pullback around the for selling opportunities. So where? Maybe so here. Yeah. So yeah, guys, let's meet again on the next session with this.